Did we have to start?
Good morning. Welcome back to Strive Academy's virtual STEAM event. It's Wednesday morning. I'm super excited about our project today. We are going to make some homemade Play-Doh, which you can use for many different activities. But today we're going to turn our Play-Doh into a volcano and make it erupt. So I have some lovely helpers here. Dylan and Lila, do you guys want to say hi?
Hi.
To all your fans? And so don't forget, on our website, www.striveacademy.org, that's where you can get our papers. You can print them out, or you can just pull them up on your screen and have your kids write on a piece of paper. But that's where all of our worksheets and videos and past activities are located. We also have virtual breakouts on there, so be sure to check out our website, again, striveacademy.org. So once you have your papers printed from our website, the first thing it's going to ask you to do is fill in the title of the experiment. So today's title is called Homemade Volcanic Eruption. It's right at the top there too, girls. And again, one thing to note is that you can do a ton of different things with homemade Play-Doh. So definitely we'll be doing Play-Doh for some other experiments in the future, but you're definitely not limited to just making a volcano out of it. All right, number 2, we are going to be putting baking soda and vinegar into our volcano today. So the question that we want you to answer in your hypothesis is, what will happen to my volcanic eruption as I increase the amount of baking soda and vinegar? So the goal today is to try to do a couple of different experiments, playing around with the amount of vinegar and baking soda. So you can increase them, you can decrease them, you can increase one, but not the other, and kind of play around with it and see what gives you your very best volcanic explosion. So Dylan, what was your hypothesis?
It will erupt even more.
So as you increase it, you think it'll erupt more? Lila, what did you say?
I said the eruption will be bigger the more baking soda and vinegar.
Okay, all right. So number 3, draw a picture of your design. So what do you think, what do you think your volcano is gonna look like? How are you going to do that? And there's many different ways to make the Play-Doh. We're gonna do a really, really simple Play-Doh today. You can definitely Google and find other recipes for Play-Doh. And you can be as creative as you want with building the volcano too. So I'll talk about some options for that here in a little bit. Okay, so girls, you ready? Okay, what we need is a half a cup of salt.
Can I pour it?
So a half a cup of salt. Lila, we also need a cup of flour. So you can start with the flour. So far we have a half a cup of salt and 1 full cup of flour. Okay.
I'm not gonna move it too much.
That's fine.
And
then you guys can trade.
Wait, a full cup of this?
Yeah, full cup of flour. It's okay. We'll clean up later.
I think I poured too much.
To add salt and flour to my grocery list. Okay, and then we want a half a cup of water. All right, so girls, do you see where the half a cup mark is here?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and fill that up. And when you add the water in, this is a point where if you want to let your kids add food coloring to color, just pour a little bit back in there, to color their Play-Doh to make their volcano a certain color, you can definitely do that.
Do I pour it into the water?
Yeah, no, pour it in here.
I pour this into here and then I put the color in?
Yep, pour that. But before you mix, we'll add the food coloring. Okay, now let Lila do it. What color do you want for your volcano?
Red.
Okay, so just add like maybe 4 drops and then go ahead and stir that up.
Wait, is there a brown?
No.
Oh.
One more squirt. Okay, go ahead and mix. Lila, do you want to color?
Sure. I'll have
Red, blue, green, or yellow?
green.
Okay. And certainly you can play around with food coloring. You can mix it. It's fine. That's okay. That's okay. This is, you know, you can add a little bit of art in here. So what colors can we mix together to make a certain color? Again, you can have them be as creative as you want.
Can I have a little bit more red, Mom?
Now, as they're mixing up this Play-Doh, you're going to keep mixing with a spoon until it gets to a consistency that you can start to use your hands to shape the Play-Doh. If you find that it's too watery, you can add a little bit extra flour and salt. If it's too dry, you can add a little bit more water. So you can kind of play around with that. But you'll have your kids mix and mix and mix until they really can't mix anymore with the spoon. And that's when they'll start using their hands. That's fine. But you don't want them to use their hands until all of the food coloring's been mixed in so that they don't get the food coloring on all of their hands. All right, so let's see here. So I kind of like
It's a pink. I got
down
a
on it. Okay, so you can start doing it with your hands. Yeah. Okay, and you're gonna form a dough. So, you know, this might be a good stopping point. Like stop, let them play with the Play-Doh for a little bit. You can definitely do other things with it. You can make some challenges, some creatures, some habitats, you know, anything that comes to mind. Weird. Okay, and eventually it's gonna form a lump like this, a big ball like this. Yeah, that's fine. How's yours, Lila? Okay. Once you have your dough, what I would recommend. Okay. You know what? Let's just use your dough and then we'll fix Lila's after the video. Does that work? So you guys can do this together. Okay, so what I would recommend is doing the volcano part in some kind of pan or tray. We'll do it after the video. To catch the mess, because this is going to be a little bit of messy and you don't want it to go all over the table. So you can get an empty water bottle, you can get a can, you can cut the top off of a soda can, but you need something in the middle to form your volcano. So what the girls are going to do here is they're going to take the dough and kind of mold it around the volcano, or to make the volcano, and the can will be what we put the materials in. So why don't you give Lila half of that dough, and then why don't you girls just do a quick mold around the outside.
I can remold.
Okay, now here's where you can get creative. At Strive, when we've done this before, we've spent an hour creating a volcano. We've cut out trees, we've added animals to the landscape. You can definitely be creative with this using any materials that you want. We're just gonna do a quick example here. Once they have their volcano made, they'll go ahead under observations and draw a picture of their creation before they have their volcano explode. Okay, so next what we're gonna do is add a tablespoon of baking soda. Tablespoon of baking soda. So they're gonna add a tablespoon of baking soda to the can. If you want here, you can put food coloring in, so that's totally up to you. And then Lila, we need another half a cup of vinegar.
Wait, don't pour it in yet, though. Don't pour it in yet, though. You're not poured in yet.
Okay, and one thing that you want to add to this, just to make it a little bit more bubbly and to make it a little bit more fun, is just add a little squirt of dish soap. You don't have to measure it out, just add a little squirt.
Oh, so good, you're not pouring it. Oh, don't do it.
Okay, once you have all of your supplies ready, you're gonna go ahead and pour things, Lila. Pour the vinegar in. We won't do it. We'll let them see what happens. And on your paper, you're going to record under results the amount of baking soda and vinegar you put in, and then what did that look like? What did that explosion look like? Okay, and then what you can do is go back and redo it with a different amount of vinegar and baking soda, and then again, you'll record your observations and you can compare. To answer your questions today, you're going to answer what was your best volcanic eruption? Stop, please. How much baking soda and vinegar were in that reaction? Your experiment showed an acid-base reaction. If baking soda is a good base, then vinegar would be a good blank. And the final question, since the baking soda and vinegar reacted to form new chemicals, which were carbonic acid and sodium acetate, would this be considered a physical or chemical change? You can also go back to our extensions. There's a video on why volcanoes erupt. There's also some questions asking you to find more information about the different rock types, igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic, and which of those rock types actually forms from volcanic eruptions. And from that rock type, the next question is the two most common rocks that we get from volcanoes are granite and basalt, and the other one's asking you to explore, does granite make up the majority of the continents or the ocean, and does basalt make up the majority of both the continents and the ocean? So just exploring a little bit further, getting into a little bit more science content there. We hope that you guys have fun. We can't wait to see your results. Post pictures. Make sure to give us the hashtag #SteamLessDrive. You guys want to say anything else? No? All right, we're excited to see what happens. Have a great day. Bye. You were